Well, now let's see what's been gripping the domestic headlines here in Korea this week.
And for that, we have our Yoo Li-an.
Happy Friday. Let's go ahead and take a look at our first paper, 통화일보. Now, marking the 100th anniversary of the start of World War I earlier this week, the paper compiled a timeline of significant changes that came about because of the 4 years of war. Now, trench coats and watches are common items today, but they were actually first emerged during the war. Now, trench coats were commonly worn by British officers, and wristwatches were first used by members of the military as a strategic tool. Now, in the year 1916 was when condoms began to be widely used. Now, after nearly 5% of all British soldiers suffered from sexually transmitted diseases. Now, World War I also brought the curtain down on Britain's starring role in the global financial system, with the U.S. building up its own global banking industry on Wall Street. Now, finally, in the last year of the war in 1918, British women who kept the nation going as men went off for war attained the right to vote. Now, moving on to our next paper, from taking a look at 조선일보, the headline here reads, Japan takes 489 artifacts from ancient tombs in Yangsan. Yangsan is a region in the southern part of South Korea. Now, the artifacts you see here are from the Silla dynasty that were taken by Japan during its rule over Korea in the early 20th century. You see here a set of gold earrings and also a jade necklace, all of which were taken to the Tokyo National Museum back in 1938. These are some of the many artifacts, over 300,000 according to the paper, that are in Japan's possession. The article notes that Korea is unable to ask for them back since the museum claims it has no idea how the artifacts made their way to Japan. Now, finally, taking a look at 중앙일보, the article throws a question at readers asking which face out of these 5 looks most like a secretary. Now, it's a common custom for Korean employers to ask for photos from prospective employees before they come in for an interview. Now, these resume photos are 5 images of the same person, and each have been photoshopped to fit the image of different types of job position. Now, number 1 over here is the original photo, and the paper says it's this image, number 3, that has been tweaked to fit the image of a secretary, someone who's smart but stern, using a more distinguished eyeline and a sharper chin line. Now, number 5 over here with a friendly, bright smile is for a flight attendant. Now, the article notes that competition in the job market these days is as fierce as ever, which is prompting job seekers to put their best face forward in resume photos. A 24-year-old job seeker says after she visited a photo studio that specializes in resume photos to tweak her image for the different types of job positions she was applying for, her acceptance rate jumped by 3 to 4 times, and the cost up to more than $300. The package, the article says, includes everything from a hairstylist and makeup artist to even a coaching service that helps people with the best facial expression for specific jobs. Now, this begs the question, is Korea growing even more image-oriented, or has it just simply become this hard to get a job? Now, with that, I'll wrap up your look at some of the eye-catching stories from the Korean papers this week.